Alright everyone, welcome back to Joe Mansland. I hope you're having an amazing day. If you're new to my channel, welcome, but if you've seen lots of my more recent videos, you know that the place I live, Calgary, Alberta, is super duper cold. So today we're going to get into tips that you should do if you're doing winter street photography in a sub-zero location. So without further ado, let's get to tip number 1.
To know what the weather is and what kind of route you're going to take. So the first thing when you're doing this is definitely look up the hourly. It's going to be a lot more accurate and you'll be able to plan more accordingly. All right, so here is our amazing Calgary weather. We've got minus 21, minus 20. So we got like a high of like minus 19 around 2, which is when I'm going to be heading out. So let's pick our route. One of the keys, especially if you're doing winter street photography just for fun, is it's for fun. So if you freeze your fingers off, you're not going to have that much fun. So make sure you plan some regular stops along the way, whether that's to do a little bit of shopping or to have a hot coffee, because if you do that, you'll have a lot more fun than if you don't.
The other big things is making sure that you're dressed for the weather. So these boots by Timberland I've had for a number of years, and I recommend boots like this for winter photography walks. They're light enough that you don't get super tired, but they've got good enough soles that you don't trip. Also make sure you've got gloves that you can actually use for taking photos. And when I say dress for the weather, I mean make sure you're wearing layers. The jacket I'm wearing from Eddie Bauer has got a liner that can come in and out depending on the temperature. Right now it's in, and if I get super warm, I can just lose it as well.
Check it out.
Know your gear. It's super cold out, so being able to change lenses, stop to do things is probably not the wisest choice if you want to have feeling in your fingers and to have fun. Pick an all-around lens that you can use for all the different things you think you might be doing. So if you've got like a 24 to 70 or something in that range, that would be perfect. Unfortunately, I don't possess that lens. I have a 17 to 35 2.8, a 50mm 1.4, and a 70 to 300. I'm planning on vlogging and doing more parts of this video while I'm out, thus having a vlog style lens is important. So unfortunately, my 50mm 1.4 won't cut it. Thus, I will have to bring my 17 to 35, so let's put that on right now. So as you can see, it's definitely a little bit beefier than I might have wanted, but so we got the vlogging lens, let's keep on going.
The reason you might want to take photos in the winter is depending on where you are in the world, the sun might get lower in the sky as the year goes on. What this means is more shadows midday for your photos.
Check it out.
Another key tip is making sure that all of your gear is put together before you leave. So you know I said use a lens you can use for almost everything. Well, make sure it's on your camera. Wear a neck strap. Please, 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 for the love of God, don't use a tripod. When it's super cold out, minus 15, minus 16, you want to be running and gunning as much as possible. As you can see, I've also got my Rode VideoMic Pro already on the camera. That way then I don't have to reconnect and disconnect things as I go. Of course, as well, that means also making sure that your camera settings are on. So right now I'm shooting at 1/250 2.8 with a variable ND on the front, so I can just change that. And then for video, I'm shooting at 1/50 and aperture of 5.6 and the maximum ISO of 200. But even my vlogging camera's already got the ND on it that I like to use. So right now I'm using an ND 14 Polar Pro on my Osmo Pocket 2, which I calculated before I left would be right around the right one to shoot 4K 24 to 1/50 shutter.
Last tip, which is make sure you stop somewhere to take a break, warm up, and get an iced coffee. I'm just kidding. Of course, usually you'd want to get something warm, but I'm Canadian, so I got an iced drink. I wouldn't say that going out to do street photography in anything colder than minus 20 is worth it, but if you can stay around that minus 20 mark up to about 0, you know, you're laughing. That's pretty comfortable. It's not super cold as long as you dress accordingly, and it can actually be a ton of fun. And like I said, with the shadows that you get from the sun being lower in the sky, depending on where you are, you can get some pretty cool pics. Anyways, folks, please tell me what your winter tips are for taking street photos below. Maybe there's a pair of gloves you highly recommend. Everything I use is kind of off-brand, just regular, you know, streetwear stuff that I just pick up from regular stores. And maybe there's a photography specific thing that you've seen or used that you think, hey, Joey, why didn't you use that? If so, comment below. Anyways, folks, in the meantime, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Remember to take beautiful photos every single day. Don't do it for the views, do it for yourself. We'll see you in the next one.
Right. Sometimes I just see buildings that are named the coolest thing ever, and this building does not disappoint. It's called Congress. I don't know. Could pass for a Congress building somewhere, I'm sure. Anyways.